Time now for Media Watch, a look at what's been making news in the Chinese media. The Southern Metropolitan Daily reports that the new Guangdong Museum will open to the public before the end of the year. The museum has 6 floors and is the largest suspended building on the Chinese mainland. As a first-grade national-level museum, the museum will house over 120,000 cultural relics protected by more than 400 closed-circuit TV cameras. In addition to the museum, several other new landmark buildings, including the Guangzhou Library and the Guangzhou TV Tower, are expected to open in 2010 before the start of the Asian Games. But the Guangzhou Opera House appears to be behind schedule after a fire ravaged the building in May this year, leading to speculation over the extent of the damage. Now, the Shaolin and Wudang schools of Chinese martial arts will both stage performances at next year's Shanghai World Expo, offering a kung fu gala for fans from around the globe. The Global Times reports that it will be the first time that Shaolin monks and Wudang Taoists have performed at the 158-year history of the events. Now, the Shaolin School will stage a 45-minute play about the growth of young monks titled Shaolin Temple Saga of Warrior Monks. Wudang will perform a 30-minute kung fu show called Wudang Taiji Taoism, which involves traditional Chinese shadow boxing. Wudang's president likened the staging of the dual performances by the different schools of Chinese martial arts to a cultural exchange between East and West. Hong Kong shoppers have paid more than 3.2 million Hong Kong dollars or 400,000 US dollars for plastic bags since a levy was introduced in July to cut the city's daily mountain of waste. Government figures show that around 6 million plastic bags were sold to shoppers for the equivalent of 6 cents each in the first 3 months of the compulsory levy scheme. Before the tax, Hong Kongers were using an average of around 3 plastic bags a day per person, but plastic bag use immediately dropped by 85% after the levy's introduction, while the number of people using their own bags grew by 56%. Firefighters, police officers and medical personnel rushed to a building in the city of Dongguan in Guangdong province recently after reports that a man had climbed onto the roof and was threatening to jump. The Southern Metropolis Daily said the city's Dalang area was cordoned off, while hundreds of passers-by gathered around to witness the drama unfold. Negotiators tried their best to persuade the man to give up the idea of suicide, but about an hour later, the man casually came down from the roof and told officers he was extremely happy and wasn't suicidal at all. The man said he'd only climbed onto the roof to escape a dog that was chasing him, and before he knew it, everyone below started screaming and persuading him not to jump. A cab driver in Dandong in Liaoning province has been hailed for his detective work after driving straight to a police station when he realised the passenger in the back seat of his cab was a thief. A woman got into his taxi last weekend but was visibly flustered and told the driver to drive quickly to any destination. But the cab driver became suspicious when he saw the woman rummaging through a couple of bags, separating cash from other less important items. Realising the woman was a thief, the driver locked all the doors and drove straight to a police station where the suspect confessed to her crime. Elsewhere in Liaoning, police in Shenyang have arrested a man and his wife on suspicion of capturing and selling a large number of wild snakes for profit. The Business Times reports that following a tip-off from the suspect's neighbour, a local reporter visited the couple's house last week in the guise of a customer and found that there were more than 1,000 wild snakes in the apartment. The reporter immediately notified police, who arrested the couple on charges of violating the country's wildlife laws. And finally, we have the story of NFL hopeful Ding Long, or Long Ding as he's known by his US friends. After being discovered at a kicking clinic in Beijing 3 years ago, Long moved to New Hampshire where he went to high school. He's now studying at Dean College in Franklin, the 9th-ranked junior college in the nation. But the 21-year-old sophomore place kicker is being recruited by a pair of Division I colleges, Bryant University and the University of Massachusetts Amherst. The 6'1", 210-pound kicker from Qingdao was filmed earlier this season by a crew from NFL China as part of a documentary. But when Long Ding missed a field goal, which isn't often, his coach teases him and calls him Short Ding. And that's today's Media Watch. In fact, that's all for now from the team here at BON News.